Yeah, my name is Nikolais Eriksen. I'm from Lyngby. I studied at Columbia University, and now I work as an investment banker at Danske Bank. That I am helping companies, institutions, corporates, anything in between. I'm helping them cover their risk, financial risk, particularly their currency risk. I do that by advising clients on the use of derivatives, options, forward contracts, even spot execution if that's what they want, and also help them basically put together financial policies and strategies to combat financial uncertainty. I missed lots about the culture here. I also missed Copenhagen. I miss my friends, family, and it can be hard to be away for a long time. And then also because I was getting a little, the second one, like I was getting a little fed up with the US because of a few different reasons. Most pressingly was certainly that you felt alienated by the country after some time there, because every year you have to renew your your visas. You have to basically fight to stay there. It's never easy. You have to win these different visa lotteries, and it's just a crapshoot. And it was really difficult to muster the energy to keep staying there when you also did miss Denmark. And also, I loved studying in the US, especially in New York, and I loved having a class again, like you had in bachelor's and basically even in high school, right? And when you are done with that and you start working in the US, it's very long hours. It's usually new friends every year, because New York is difficult to stay in because the visas are not just renewed, and it's basically a revolving door of your friend group and your social group, and at some point you just feel like you also need a little more depth in your life, on the personal side, and I did really miss that. So I think the US being difficult to stay in and missing Denmark and how they actually kind of work together made the choice pretty easy for me to go back home. When I moved to the US, I wanted to explore my quantitative knowledge in something I was really interested in, sports, and how I could use data and basically economic understanding in a field where that is very much something new, novel, and hasn't been going on for a long time. I wanted to be, somewhat of an original in that field, especially being from abroad. But I actually learned something quite interesting about myself when I was in the US, because even though I thought what I wanted to do was make my hobby my career, I learned that it was actually the skills that I could easily apply to my hobby that I liked. Finding discrepancies in something established, figuring out how to value something properly. And that's actually what I do every day, working with currencies and derivatives. You have to keep being basically the devil's advocate. Why is something valued the way it is? Where are we going? What kind of information is actually signal, and what is simply noise? And when I learned that, it made me quite it was quite happy, to be quite honest, because you learn that it's not just one industry that can make you happy. It's the skills that you are able to apply. And if you can transfer that over to another industry and you can still do it, and you can maybe maintain your hobby as a hobby, that was very that was quite the boost to me, at least. Right now, my future plans are certainly to stay in the financial industry, at least for the time being. I really find it interesting. I think it's a fun time to be part of it, not because it's so, let's say, popular, but maybe more because it's so uncertain and there's a lot of things going on. And again, I like delving into discrepancies and challenging environments. And right now, I really like applying the skills I acquired along the way to something where every day there is basically a win-loss. In this case, it's probably more of a profit loss. I really love that instant gratification. And maybe somewhere down along the line, I hope to go into sports again. Maybe when I've put it a little more at arm's length, and hopefully I can go back to pursuing a career where I wanted to be a sporting director or general manager.